Good morning, everybody. I'm just heading to work. I'm a little late today. Actually, it's like 9:45, but I just got back from South Carolina and I got a lot of work to do. I'm very, very, very behind on what I was supposed to be doing. So I'm going down to do my buddy Chino's truck. I got to get that done by tomorrow. It's a 2006 f250 and needs a motor put in it. The bed needs painted. Needs a generator mounted on it, and there's a lot of work to do to it. So today and tomorrow I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna like video a lot of it, and then I'm doing a motor in a 2002 Excursion as well. I'll probably video that. Then I got to pick up I think it was a 2010 or 2012 Dodge Ram 3500. Needs a Cummins put in it, so I'm gonna do that. And then in between all this, I'm gonna grab the 390 for my 63 Galaxy so I can get that together, because that's very important to me. I want to drive that this summer, and I got a motor up at Dad's I got to pick up, and I want to do a stroker kit on it. And I want to change the heads and cam, and I want to do a little bit of work to the motor. So I'll probably have Josh Hudson, who's local, he's close by my shop. I'll probably have him do the machine work, and I'll video it. So even though it's not that interesting just to see the stuff like I'm doing today, but I'm still going to video it. I'm still going to post it. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I just got to the shop right now. Parked off on the side just to be out of the way. We got so much shit here. We got so much shit here in the yard. We're gonna clean this up the next couple of weeks. But I'm just getting here to get to work and do what I gotta do. I gotta do a couple motors. I'm getting in there right now to do it. I'll take you in and show you. But this is my priority right here. Getting this baby going. I want to drive this summer. And this too, which I drive this all the time anyways, but I need to bring it in and do a couple things to it. I want to lift it up. I want to put some bigger tires on it, and I want to do the solenoid pack in the transmission, change the bumper. I got a lot of work to do to that truck. I got a 650 that I'm building over here. It's going on this school bus chassis. That's down the road. I got a lot of stuff to do before I get to that. Let's see here. I know the garages are getting been here in a week. Oh no. The key never comes out of the lock for some reason. I don't know what's up with these master locks, but lights, action. One thing I have in here right now is Chino's, and John Boy cleaned up my mess because I left the mess right here when I left. But there it is. Chino's truck. I'm going to get working on that right now. You can see, here's the motor that's going in it right here. This is the new motor. Beautiful, beautiful shape. This motor's only got like 10,000 miles on it. It was brand new. You can tell by looking at it. Look at the tensioners and the chains and guides, the cam phasers. This motor's absolutely perfect brand new condition. They said it only had like 10,000 miles on it, and I believe them, because look, they put this motor in the transmission out of the truck, and I bought, wait, no, so I don't know what happened to the truck, because the Chinese is good too. I don't know what happened to the truck, but something happened to it. They bought it. I don't know what they did to it, but I bought the motor and the tranny. I bought the whole truck. I sold the rear ends out, put it in my Ford that I just showed you, and then my buddy Chino bought the motor. I got the other one out. There's the old one, and you can see the difference in how shitty this motor looks compared to this. It's going in there. I'm gonna pressure wash this out real quick and clean it real good, and because it's terrible, it's nasty in there. I don't know what the hell, but I'm gonna clean it. I'm gonna clean it, and I gotta paint the bottom, paint the bed, and this is my buddy Chino's work truck. I put this truck together for him. I put the bed on it, I put the runners on it, I painted it the first time. But we'll get after. I'm gonna start by switching this front cover over. I'm gonna do that right now. Switch the front cover over, and the water pump too, because we put this water pump on brand new, and he wants it on that motor, so I don't blame him. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and I'll be right back. Every time I do a job like this, everybody's like, "How do you remember where all the bolts go?" Because I just throw the bolts in a pile, or you see what I'm saying? I just throw them all there. And then I just stick them everywhere. And everybody's like, "How do you remember where the bolts go?" I can never remember where the bolts go. I don't know. I just remember where the bolts go. I don't know how, but I just do. I remember where every bolt goes. Every bolt goes back where it came from. And I always remember. I never forget any bolts. Because I think I know by the looks of them, and I've done it so many times. Obviously, this is a bolt that holds a pulley on. You know, it's pretty simple. Obviously, these ones hold the cover, and doing it so many times, I know the 17 millimeters go here, 23 millimeters go here, 13s go everywhere else, 10 millimeters go in here in the water pump. You know, I just remember them. And these are wrong because I put these in here before, these studs, because the old ones were broke out, and I had to put longer studs in there for the alternator to stay on there straight or right. I should have these ones right here in it. These are the ones that factory come in it, but them ones were broke or fucked up for some reason. But yeah, I always remember the bolt. So get all the bolts out. See, this cover is different because on this cover, the bolts, the way the power steering pump goes onto it is different. Power steering pump goes on different. So the cover's different. You can tell this one's been off before, probably a couple times. These things, they're known for bad cam phasers, these motors. These motors are known for bad cam phasers. They're always junk in these motors. Always. So I'll probably use the gaskets off the other one, but I'm just setting these in here just so I don't lose them for now. I'll probably use the ones off the newer one because it's got better gaskets. They're like brand new. But see, this one's been, I think I even done that. To be honest with you, I think I've done that before. I know I did actually, because I did timing chains in it a while ago. But there's them gaskets. So now let's get that in there. Look at the difference on the inside of the motor. Just look at the oil pump and stuff. And this is why you gotta change your freaking oil every time it requires if you want your motor to look good, because you can have a motor for years and have it still look decent like this if you take care of the motor and change the oil and do what you're supposed to do with it. But some people don't, and you never know when you buy something. You don't know if somebody changed the oil or not. You know what I mean? You have no idea. Let that chain's loose. So clean all this shit up. You don't use these on aluminum, but on here it's fine. You don't want to use them on heads and stuff. But I always use them for cleaning up old gaskets like this that tears it off so quickly. So it seals up real good. Okay, real quick. always do the tops up here too.
Now, once I get done, I'll spray it all down with brake clean to clean it up real good.
I was using it mostly to get the rubber off, and then I'll hit the motor real quick too. I need to get something to hold this phone with, but you can see right here, let's peel this. Let's peel it, because you don't want to get this shit down inside the motor, so a lot of times I'll just use a razor blade on this, because you don't want anything falling inside this pan. You know, or inside here, or, you know, inside here. You don't want any kind of dirt getting in the oil, so most times for that, I'll just grab a razor blade because I don't want it to fall into the motor. I'll just get this literally. I'll just take a razor blade and just clean the rubber right off of it. And that's clean enough right there. Every time I RTV and put the new gasket on there, it's going to be just fine. You just want a flat, clean surface to see that rubber there. You definitely want all that off. I'm going to try to do it without knocking it into the motor. Then I'll put a new RTV on here. Just a little light coating because that gasket's brand new right there. Then most time I'll vacuum it. As soon as I do it, I'll use the little vacuum and clean it up. Just to make sure like you don't have nothing falling down inside the pan. How'd that piece go? It does a good job cleaning it. Gotta change the manifolds on here and everything. And after I do this, I'll vacuum it immediately. Let's see how much nicer it makes the surface. Nice and clean and smooth. These always get shitty around here like that. See this? You got to be really careful with these kind of cleaning pads. You got to barely touch this guy. Just barely touch it. Just rub this shit off. You don't want to move it or scratch it. I do just enough to take this crap off it. That's it. You got the rubber seal. If you're doing the bottom of a head, you definitely want to do that. That always happens. Always hits that little bit. I'm literally just taking the dirt off and the paint off. If there's some kind of paint with something on there. It's like aluminum paint or something. I don't know, but you see there's some kind of paint. That's paint. There's paint on that mother. On that mug. So usually I want to do all this here, but they had a real good thick chunk of it. So we'll just do it and we'll vacuum it. Got a lot of oxidation. Like must have been water in one of them coil holes or something. I like cleaning stuff up pretty good anyway. There's paint on there. Usually, I don't think I've ever seen paint on there. There we go. Now I'll put it together. I'll be right back. Alright, I just got it set up, cleaned off, vacuumed, clean. I'm going to put the shit together. I'll put a little thin layer of RTV on this, like just real thin like this, you know. Usually I'll just put a little bit on there, and then this thing's just about empty. Then I'll just go through and smear it down with my finger. I'll do it all the way around. This thing's just about empty. That's all I got here though. That's kind of actually too much, but I'll smear it out and I'll use the whatever's left over for the bottom. Because you gotta do the bottom of this thing, which is the top of the oil pan. So I'll usually just do like this, and then whatever's left over I'll just put on the bottom down here like this. Because it really don't, I mean this will seal without any RTV on it, but the oil pan's the worst. You know, there's the oil pan like right here in the corners here, and then there's a spot here where the heads gasket is, that's the least likely to seal, so that's where the RTV needs to be mostly, but I just do the whole thing real lightly, and then everything will seal just perfect. See, I'll just do it like that. It'll seal just right. We'll have no issues with it sealing. Like right around in here on both sides and these corners up here too. When I put the valve cover on, I'll seal that spot real good. That's it. That fucker will seal perfect now. I already cleaned everything up on there. So, you know. I got the cover changed on the front, and I got the valve covers changed in the front timing cover. And oh, that's the reason why that's why you can't even run the pump on this, because look how this goes. It's right in the way of the power steering pump. But yeah, this has got to come off here. Then the motor mount's got to come off. I got to change both manifolds. And then once we get that done, we should be good. The oil pan's actually different too, John Boy. But I've put these oil pans in these trucks, so it shouldn't be no problem. But yeah, this motor's so fucking clean. It's excellent condition. Look, I mean, you can still see the black on the block right there. Well, everything is in good shape. The oil pan's a little different, but that's no problem. Look at the back of it inside there, how clean it is. But yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna pressure wash under. This is actually what goes on the driver's side of the motor. It's the oil cooler, and the filter goes on it, and it goes underneath the mount as a bracket. The motor mount bolts right through this, so that goes right here. Where I just took off that. That comes off, then this comes off. I'm gonna take these off anyways too, so should be good. That fucker looks a little thin too, but we'll check that out. But let's see, we'll get that done. I got the manifolds off. I'm gonna clean these up real quick, top these off. Clean these up. See how nice and clean they are. That shit is clean, man. That thing is clean as a motherfucker. Here's a whistle. I got new ones right there. Motor got no miles on it, man. This thing's gonna be beautiful in that truck. We're making a good truck for a long time. We had to fuck with this for at least 100,000 miles. I'm gonna keep the oil change in it. Yeah, I'm gonna change that dipstick too, because it looks a little rough, but they always do, man. Always do. I was literally getting the oxidation of dust off them. And sometimes I'll clean these up too, just a little bit. The motor's gotta sit there. You always want to make sure these pins right here, these pins right here, you always got to make sure these are in the motor, because if they're in the tranny, you'll have a hard time lining it up, because there's a plate that goes in between here. But I always clean these. You always got to check these two, make sure the nuts off here, and make sure this thing does not leak, because they always leak. They're always shitty. This is there. Look at this shit, man. Look how thick this shit is. It's gotta be salt, is all I can think. Look at this. It's like nasty, man. It's gotta be salt, is all I can think. That shit is crazy thick. It's all over the whole truck. Look at this. Look how thick the shit is on here, man. It's insane. I'll clean it and show you. They're just like that. Then we put the manifolds on. And we're gonna have to spray this up. This won't even come out. The dipstick tube. We even have to heat that to get it out. The dipstick, I mean. But yeah, I'll put the manifolds on here, and then we can set this bitch down in there. And then put an intake on. He wants me to pressure wash underneath the hood, so I'm gonna have to do that before I put the motor down in, you know what I mean? No choice for that, but look at this. This is the motor that we took out of fucking Chino's truck. It literally has a hole straight through the fucking block. The motor is junk. Look at this. I never seen one rotted this bad, dude. Like, we couldn't even get the bolts out of it. Look at how bad it is. I never seen one this bad, dude. This is terrible. Look at that. Now, wonder that fucking ground didn't work. That's just terrible, man. It's shot. But, oh well, we got a new one now. Well, we can straighten this out and pop that fucking flywheel off there just to get that off there. And actually, I get them 2 pins out. But this is how this one goes. And then the plates I took off it was so fucking bad. It was rusted so thick I had to knock it off, but it was rusted so thick you couldn't even get a socket on these bolts. And now I'm gonna pressure wash underneath this hood, like everything on the frame. Look how fucking nasty this shit is. I gotta change these tranny lines out. They're rotted so bad. Look at the buildup on this frame, man. It's nuts, dude. I'm gonna pressure wash everything out of here and get it completely clean, and then we'll go from there. I'll paint everything and stick it back in. I don't like working on this shit when it's nasty like this anyways. It's a bitch. But I'm gonna do that and we'll go from there.
Did you guys shit?
Yeah. Sounds like a ball joint, but it's hard to say. Look how much fucking shit that is, man. Takes everything pretty much off. You gotta do it little piece by piece. It's taking a couple hours to do this. It's taking a couple hours to pressure wash this because I'll do it so good. Such a good job. Trying to go through, Sam? Trying to go through? How bad the thing is. So thick. So bad. This thing, if you hold down here long enough, take off every piece of rust. I'm not going to video the whole thing, I'm just going to do a little bit, like how bad the rust is. Look at that. Sit there and take every little bit of it off. Watch the mess when I get done with it. I'm going to put it on the ground. I pressure washed the manifolds because they had so much salt on them. I'm gonna get ready to clean those up and slap them on. I pressure washed the whole floor underneath the truck, everything in the wheel wells. Best I could with that little pressure washer because I did the bottom, I did this box, everything. Best I could with that little pressure washer because it's only 1700 PSI. It don't really do shit, but I cleaned the salt off the manifolds though. Pretty good. You just gotta let it sit there and hold it for a while. But yeah, I'm gonna throw those on now and then I'm gonna let that down. Clean these up real quick and slap them on. You can tell these were brand new. We put these on shit like 8 months ago. Maybe not even, maybe 6. And they look like look how old they look. They're only 6 months old maybe. But you can see as soon as you hit it with that, look how nice they're perfect. Starting to leak again already. See the black? I got all the manifolds on it. I got everything on it right now, except the intake, which I gotta put it down there to get that on. But it's ready to go together. I'm about to paint the underneath the hood and everything, and then drop it in. Everything's all fucking sprayed underneath here. I'm gonna have to jack the tranny up a little bit when I get ready to do it, but I put a ratchet strap under it for now, so it's sitting up a little bit, and not all the pressure on the tranny lines and shit. But there it is. I'm gonna paint this, and I'll be back. All right, I'm just about to start painting this. I'm gonna literally undercoat the whole thing. Yo, did you talk to Josh? Did he want you to have that money still, Jordan? Huh? Did Josh want me to give that money to you still? Yeah. Well, he just messaged me and said, because I got the money on me now.
That's what he said. He said, Dad has it, time to give it to you, and then they want you to get them to Dad's.
All right, that's where we're at now. I did everything under the hood, just undercoat it, pressure washed all the shit off it, all the salt off it, all the rust off it, and just undercoated it. It's not perfect, but it's way better. It's way fucking better. I just pressure washed the whole frame, and then I just sprayed the motor real quick with black just to help so the shit don't, you know, eat away at the block. It's a brand new block. So here's the motor right now. It's all ready to roll. I'm about to stick it. We'll put it in tomorrow. It should be running tomorrow for sure. We're just about to set this down in here now, so hopefully it all goes good. It will. It'll all go good. I got the tranny jacked up where it's got to be, and the wires out of the way, everything. Drop it down in here and get it bolted in and get it fucking running and out of here. Look at that. Yeah, it went in there fairly good. It's set right together. Alright, I got the motor bolted in, the mounts, the bell housing, well, I got 2 bolts in the AC pump. I got one more I have to get in. It's kind of rounded off. I'll get that from the bottom because it's like rusted down to a 3/8 instead of a 10mm. There's a hole right in the frame, so it goes right through to grab it. And I got the bolts in the power steering pump. That one I have to tighten up in there. I gotta put the exhaust back on it and do the, you know, a couple things on the bottom, and then I'll come back up here and do this. I always do the bottom first to make sure the torque bolts go in easily and nothing's bound up and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll do that, and then I'll come back up here and finish this up. Alright, I'm not sure where I left off yesterday, but I got everything done on the bottom except the starter and the transmission pan, because I'm waiting for them to come. They should be here any minute. And then now I'm going to do the top right now. I'm going to get to cleaning these heads up so I can put the intake on and, you know, double check down in it. I always double check down in them ports, intake ports, to make sure there's nothing in there. Even though I had them plugged, I'll check the cylinders. I'll stick my head in there and I'll find out if there's anything, and make sure there's nothing in there. One time I got a motor from some local junkyard, and it was supposedly ready to put in, and there was a bolt, there was an intake bolt down in the back left hand or right hand side of the head, all the way down in the back, and it was in all the way stuck into the valve, which was open. So if I would have put it together, it would have been junk immediately, and it would have hit the piston for sure. But you know, I gotta put the intake on, wire it up, get all the wiring on there, and you know, get it ready to go. I'll start videoing here in a minute. The most important thing on these motors, I mean, obviously not the most important thing, but the most important thing to put on while you're putting it in is this vacuum right here. It's this line right here. It goes to the back here. I always clamp them on before I put it in, because if you don't, it will fall off when you're putting it in, because it's barely on there. It'll fall off when you're putting it in, and the truck will not run right. It'll run like a piece of junk. And then it's a mother to get this in once. It's a pain in the butt to get this in if the intake is on the truck. It is very difficult. So I'm going to go ahead and put that right in there first. I'm going to check down the thing so I can see what's in there. Let's see. Nothing in that one. I can see in there by eye. I'm just going to show them the camera too. There is... I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a leaf or something in that. See it down there? Yeah. There it is. See the leaf? It's like a maple fucking little helicopter off a maple tree. Yeah, I'm just looking in there by eye just to double check them all. Nothing on this side. I see that one maple. I stick my head in here like this and get this one. Nothing hard in there. The only thing in there is that maple thing. I'll pull that out. I was just fucking around with this, and I noticed this when I took this off. This was bent down a little bit, just a hair. So I went to pull it up, and it started leaking fuel here. So the fucking fuel rail is junk. I gotta pull it out and change it now. Bullshit. That's alright. Some of the clips on the injectors, it looked like one of the, actually I think it was that one right down there. It looked like that injector down there had like fuel around it from the top O-ring, so it might have been bad before, so it ain't gonna hurt to change it. I got another one out here where just pull it off and switch it out. But yeah, usually that's what happens once you get the intake all in and you're doing the wiring and then something like that. And what are you gonna do? I just went out and pulled another one off truck outside. It's perfect. Stayed together. It's the exact same thing. Everything stayed together on it, so that's nice. I gotta pull a line up. So you take this tool like this. I think it's this one. Goes on there, it pops the spring out. Just like that. I cut on the blade, just pull it right out. That's it. No, take the tool back off. The tool just pushes in on a spring, and then it releases it. Then I had to get this one while I was out there too, because the other one's broke. See, this one's broke. The bottom's broke right off. That one's junk. I got so many parts and so many vehicles around here. I can go get parts for just about anything out there. See, this one goes right here. Slides right on there, and that's it. And then it latches in. It's got like a plastic clip on it. Boom. Latches in. And then this one goes here. This goes. If you want to release this, just push in both sides and releases it. And this one goes right here. There's that. Now, the fuel rail's already out, so I got to put the other one back in. And I can't video and do the work at the same time, so I'll be right back. Alright, I got that all in there. It popped right in, no problem. Got the vacuums hooked up. Now I'm gonna throw the belt on there, fan on. Now I'm gonna start putting this front back together. I think I'll double check over everything just to make sure. I want to go through the wiring one more time just to make sure I got all the wires plugged in. You know, that's one thing that always gets forgotten is a plug here or a plug there. But right now everything is plugged in. I gotta put the bolts in the coil packs. That's what I'm going to find right now and clean up. The bolts always get all fucked up and rusty. So I got 8 bolts. I think they're all 1/4 inch or 7mm, but I want to clean them all and, you know, spray them with some WD-40 and like make them all so they go in by hand. That way they come out next time. But I'll be right back at this. Right now that's where I'm at, and I've been working on a couple other things here and there because I did a bunch of welding and a bunch of stuff in between doing this. But alright, I got all that stuff in. Fan, shroud, belt, whatever. Air cleaner. I'm gonna put the front top rad support on. I'm gonna put the AC and the transmission cooler, which is already in there. Hooks to the radiator, the power steering pump cooler, all that stuff's going in now. As soon as I get that done, as soon as I get done with it, I'll start it up and show you. I just put this all back together. Headlights, grill, vacuum plate, this, radiator, all the coolers are in, everything. Everything's pretty much in. I gotta pick it up and do the tranny pan and the starter, which I'm gonna do here in a little bit. But and then I gotta paint the whole bottom floor and paint the bed, which I'll do that on video too. It's getting there, boss. It's getting there. Alright, I'm here messing with Chino's. I'm going to throw the oil and antifreeze in it and throw the new starter in there and something else. Oh, and put the tranny pan on it, and then I'll start it up and try it out, see how it works. And then I'll be right back. I just got the new starter for Chino's truck. I'm about to put in. I pulled the tranny pan off so I could change it. It's got a lot of crud around it. I'm gonna clean that all up with the tranny. For the most part, looks really good inside though. Put new filter in it, and I'm gonna put a new gasket, and I got a brand new pan for it too. I got the pan brand new, and it was fucking bent right here, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm gonna put it in. I straightened it out. I'm gonna pop this in there and put new filter on it and get it ready to go. Put a new end on that line. It was melted right off. I already ran a new ground before. Start her up real quick. Let's see what it sounds like. Yeah, it's brand new. The motor's got no miles, but we got it all done and in there and running. About to start it up. Let's see. It seems to. We'll see how it runs. Sounds like a little exhaust leak. Might have to tighten the flange up a little bit. But besides that, it sounds good, right?